Hey, Soul Warriors, welcome to the August Energy Update. We have been through so much these last few months. It has been like one thing after another, piling up, and then old things falling away and clearing, and new things presenting themselves. And it's like, when is it going to stop? Well, if you ever heard of the Great Reset, the Big Shift, the Raise in Consciousness, people are calling it all sorts of different things. It has already begun, and that's why this is all happening. It's like the universe is presenting to you on a silver platter anything that is a discordant energy in your being. Now, they're presenting it to you as things outside of you because that's where we look most commonly. So take all of these things, anything that comes up as a pain, as a trigger, as something that's irritating, something that's frustrating, something that you're like, where the hell did that came from? If it's from left field, these are all opportunities for you to go, okay, that's presenting as irritation. I'm going inside. Where within me am I finding that irritation? Where's it hitting me in my body? This is really a lot about embodiment because a lot of us have done a lot of the work. I keep saying a lot, but it's tons of stuff. The universe I'm getting right now from spirit, they want to recognize how much work you've done. Recognize that you have been on it a lot. They want to give you kudos for that. They want you to celebrate that. And they don't want you to have it get you down. Like, I've done all the things. Why am I still here? I've cleared all of this. Why is this stuff coming in? It's just different energies in your energy body. And usually a lot of the work we've done is contemplation and reflection and a lot of mind work, or looking at the emotions. We're digging into the emotions, and we sometimes even keep re-injuring ourselves because we get stuck in these healing loops where we're looking at it, thinking about it over and over again, feeling the emotions to let them flow through or to observe them. But then we're not really embodying the new energy, the energy that is either our set point, our set origin energy, or the energy that we want to call in. So they really want to talk today, or have me talk today for them, to you, about how you're taking a look at yourself. This is a lot about your self-image, your self-confidence, your self-concept, your self-awareness, and your self-love. The big message about self-love is to stop using it as like a carrot dangling out in front of you. Stop making it conditional. We see a lot of people that are using self-love as like the whip to make them do something. Like they're beating themselves up that they haven't done this and they haven't done that. And, so that's the motivation that you will get my own praise and validation if you do X, Y, and Z self. And you're being really hard on yourself. This isn't something that you're doing wrong, but it's not for your best and highest good at all whatsoever. It doesn't feel good. So you know that in your being that this is not true love. This is what you confuse love as a child. So this is something that's been taught to you like way back when. It might have looked like a parent saying, why would you want to sing instead of play baseball? Or stop doing that. Or why do you always do that? Or, oh, that's really excellent because you did something that they see as good, not as that's necessarily good or best for you. So you started to confuse love with validation, with approval, and you started to shove parts of yourself deeper and deeper into boxes because it didn't feel safe to be all of you because you didn't get the love for it or what you thought was love at the time. So this is a huge opportunity for you to begin to re-educate yourself, to look at how you're using self-love, how you're really caring for yourself. And if you know you're beating yourself up in your mind all the time, or if you know that you're being conditional with it, you can start practicing to do different. Like, no, okay, I'm not beating myself up to attempt to get to that end. And then if I don't, then I just beat myself up more and I'm piling that on. And then that's my main frequency and vibration that's going on, is that I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. And that doesn't serve any of us, especially not yourself. So how can you start shifting that narrative? This is all like building a muscle. It's like resistance training. If you're thinking of weights, the more you lift that weight, the more you practice, the stronger you get, the bigger capacity you have to be able to hold that resistance, to be able to move through that resistance. So this is the same with us energetically, emotionally, and mentally. So that self-love, it's building up that muscle until it becomes our preset. Because that's the preset of who you really are. Everyone is love and of love. So how can you be love more and more instead of focusing on what you're not getting done, what you should be doing, what you could be doing? The more that you are familiarizing yourself with your own personal power right now, the better. Love is a gateway to that. There are many other gateways depending on what lights up your soul. So if something feels free to you, something feels joyful to you, these are things that are going to be stuff that you want to practice. And make sure that when you're looking back for context. You're looking back like, okay, I'm going to reflect back on this because it's coming up, and find some context about maybe where I wasn't thinking correctly, or I wasn't acting in a loving way, or I was more focused on complaining or what was going wrong than I was what the opportunities were or what was going right. But just looking at it all from an observation point of view so that you are detached from it and you're just watching it like a movie. And then you're coming back to the present and you're establishing back into your core energy. Another thing that I'm hearing coming in really loudly is boundaries. I was told this a few weeks ago that this is going to be a theme in August, and I wasn't quite getting the background behind it, the context behind it. So when that happens, Spirit starts putting me in different situations so that I can experience, so I can embody it. So that's one part of what embodying means, having a full body experience of something, not just a thought, or it's not just an emotion running through you. So there was a few things presented to me where somebody was like, I was saying that I'm getting ready to go. I need to get to this certain place. I have a commitment for work. I need to pack up my stuff. And then they were like, oh, but can you just do this quick? And I'm like, no, I don't have time for it. I held my boundary because I had already stated what I needed, what I wanted, what I was going to do. They pushed back on the boundary. I pushed back, honoring my boundary. And then it was like, well, what about just this one thing? Can you just tell me about this one thing? And I'm like, fine. And I answered the question. And then I answered a second one. And then I'm like, what the hell am I doing? And I caught myself. But I knew, and you will know too, when you step over the line of your integrity, of your true energy, of where you're in a high vibrational balanced place for you in that moment, you will know, because you get frustrated or you get mad or you get annoyed. Like when those things come up, those are your soul waving a flag saying, stepped over the line, bring yourself back, bring yourself back. It's just like it's a slight foul and then bring yourself back. It's a resetting. It's this practice thing again. So they want you to be really careful of when irritation or anger or whatever your default emotion is comes up, because that's just a clue to you that you stepped over some sort of integritous line with yourself, and then you can just pull your energy back. It might not be that easy, but the more you practice, the easier it will get. So as this big shift continues to go along, it depends on how much work you've done up to this point, how much you've cleared, what still needs to be cleared. If you're not feeling a lot of stuff coming up for you right now to be cleared, and things are feeling like they're settling in nicely, great job. Sit in that, anchor in that. Really relish and enjoy that so you can start creating more of that, co-creating more with that. That's how the big shift is happening. As the more of us clear and the more of us anchor into the beautiful energies that we all prefer in this lifetime, that's how the shift happens, and that's how it starts to speed up. And you'll start seeing that. I mean, I've been really experiencing that in my life lately with people who have been stuck a certain way for a really long time, are just coming out with a really deep enlightened comment, when usually they're like, nah, the spiritual stuff, I don't want any of that. And you're like, oh wow, okay. People that don't even do the work are starting to get some of the stuff. And so really lean into that. Listen when somebody presents you with that, or be around people. If you need to talk about your stuff, be around the people that will be there and be really present for you. Listening is such a beautiful gift to give people. And then it gives them that sense of wow, nobody freaked out or thought I was weird, or all the stuff that I usually do to other people. So it's okay. It's okay to explore this stuff. It's okay to talk about my feelings. It's okay to talk about my mindset, my mental health. It's okay to go down these roads exploring myself. So do it for yourself and then support others in doing it. And that's how this shift will keep speeding up for us. So August, really remember self-love, self-care, watch your boundaries, and really enjoy that this is a really special time on this planet. A type of evolution has never occurred here before. And we are really lucky to get here at this time and be able to experience it and witness it, even when it feels hard, because that's what this planet is. It's a big, brilliant mix of messy, good, and bad, and everywhere in between. And so just enjoy the hell out of it. And if you need support during this big shift, I'm always here for you. Reach out to Soul Intentions and we've got your back. All right? Be kind. Peace.